a remote part of Papua New Guinea. So we know that would be reaching out to about 22,000 people, helping to improve knowledge and access to contraception, birth spacing, better infant and child health. And this is in the part of Papua New Guinea where more than 7 out of every 100 babies born die. So that sort of program, we're seeing that it's making a real difference. We're very concerned about that sort of closure. We've also got a very successful program in education in Cambodia. We've worked to help bring new education system in for ethnic minority children. It's been incredibly successful, and now, because we've actually supported these children to go through primary school, we're now supporting them in lower secondary school, and if we had to cut our program there, about 5,000 of some of the poorest children in remote communities in Cambodia would miss out on secondary education. I imagine the magnitude of cuts that the government is making to the aid program, 20% of the aid program is going, the things that they have committed to with governments in our region, more assistance for health, for education, for infrastructure. I can only imagine they will have to be breaking those commitments, and really that's not really good for our international standing. The aid program is a huge asset for Australia because by addressing the underlying causes of poverty, it's helping to create a more prosperous, stable region. How will it affect Australia's standing on the international stage? We're looked on as an economic success story. We're one of the wealthiest countries in the world, and yet we are going to be one of the most miserly when it comes to providing overseas aid. So this will affect our international standing, both with developing countries and with our peers in the G20 and in the OECD. Will there be political and possibly diplomatic implications for Australia? I'm sure there will be. Recently Australia was voted onto the Security Council of the UN. I think that was in a climate where we were seeming to be a good global citizen, and we played a really strong and positive role. I can't see us getting that sort of global support into the future if we continue to be so isolationist and only look to Australia. So I think there'll be many subtle and less subtle ways in which this will affect our standing around the world, our diplomatic relations, and how we're perceived as a neighbour.
That was Sarah Australia's Julia Newton-Howells, the CEO, speaking to Elizabeth Jackson. The People's Community Network says it has helped hundreds of child laborers from squatter settlements into a formal education in Fiji. Groups involved in tackling child labor for education projects, or TACKLE, organized by the International Labour Organization and funded by the European Union, met in Nadi this week. The conference heard in projects helped over 11,000 children at risk and pulled them out of labor, child trafficking, and exploitation in Fiji between 2008 and 2013. Its community facilitator, Anne Rovero, told Mary Bain some children did not want to go back to school.
We identified 250 children. We sent to school about 150 children. Most of the children did go to Beijing, but they were not very keen in going back to school. So we couldn't force the children. It was the children's choice.
So what kind of ages are we talking here?
6 to 17. 6 to 17.
And what kind of work were they involved in?
Craft metal, looking around craft metal, working in garages, selling cooked parcels in the evening, and some had gone to a stage where they were used for sexual abuse, but that was left as a confidential topic.
So there was some trafficking and children that you found. So your role is to help these kids back into school?
Yes, what I normally do is that there's 3 of us, and we normally go to communities and talk with our communities. We have worked in communities, we have 2 families. And then we talk to the parents, and we only go through the bridging program if the parents agree.
Sometimes the child doesn't agree and there's not much you can do at all.
Yes, we cannot do anything.
you think some of